But this is the story of the day in the NFL, is that Sean Payton just goes, I guess, General Sherman, right? And he completely burns down everything that took place in Denver last year and, frankly, his boss this year in Denver. Quote, "It doesn't happen often where an NFL team or organization gets embarrassed. That happened here. Part of it was their own fault relative to spending too much effing time trying to win the offseason, PR, the pomp, the circumstance, the marching people around, all this stuff. We're not doing any of that. The Jets did that this year. You watch Hard Knocks, all of it. I can see it coming. Remember when Dan Snyder put that dream team together? I was with the Giants in 2000. I was a young coach and thought, how are we going to compete with them? Deion Sanders over there. They won 8 games, whatever. So listen, just put in the work. There's so much dirt around that. There's 20 dirty hands for what was allowed, tolerated in frickin' training rooms and meeting rooms. The offense, I don't know Nathaniel Hackett. I know a lot of people had dirt on their hands. It wasn't just Russell. He didn't just flip. He still has it. This BS is he's hit a wall. Shoot, they couldn't get in a play. They were 29th in the league in pre-snap penalties and both sides of the ball. So he throws Nathaniel Hackett completely under the bus. He does, honestly, the same, does some damage to George Patton, his general manager, and I guess in his boss. I mean, take a listen to this quote. "That wasn't his fault, him being Russell Wilson. That was the parents who allowed it. That's not an incrimination on him, but incrimination on the head coach, the GM, the president, and everybody who watched it happen." Now, a quarterback having an office and a place to watch film is normal, but all these things get magnified when you're losing and other stuff. I've never heard of it. We're not doing that. So, in an effort to tell everybody there's a new sheriff in town, in an effort to take the criticism away from his quarterback, he destroys Nathaniel Hackett and does damage to George Patton, who technically is his boss. Now, there's part of me, the broadcast, Doug, says, attaboy, give us the good stuff. Give us the real stuff. Tell us how you really feel. But then there's the sports guy in me, the coaching background in me, that says, what are you doing? And then there's the other part of the opinion, which people may not want to hear. This is why some teams didn't pull the trigger. Like, there's a lot of reasons the Chargers didn't fire Brandon Staley. This is one of them. Because Sean Payton is a really good coach. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Okay? Just ask him. And he's going to want his own guys in there. Case in point, remember, he turned down the Broncos job and only took the Broncos job when they were in complete desperation and they massively overpaid for him. So he doesn't respect George Patton at all. If he did, he wouldn't say any of this. It's a very, you can say, here's the same, how about the same quotes? I don't put most of it, all of it. I put a very small fraction of it on Russell. There was a different coaching staff. They did things a different way, and we're not doing it that way. We're going to do it my way. I believe it's time tested. It works. I learned from Bill Parcells. I've been doing this myself for 20 years, and I think it works. And I don't blame anyone for anything that could be deemed a mistake last year. Last year was last year. This is a completely new year. How does that quote work as opposed to this one? This one destroys Nathaniel Hackett. And look, he's not wrong. It was a disaster. But you don't say that. You don't say it. It may feel good to you, but it's like sugar, man. Up and then down. You're like, man, by the way, what happens if Russell Wilson really doesn't have it anymore? Because he wasn't good at the end of his Seahawks run, was he? And you got him under contract for 3 more seasons, counting this season, guaranteed. So if he stinks, you're stuck with him, which is why you're saying things to support him. I get it. We all get it. We all understand the game here. But there's a way to do it without completely trashing the entire coaching staff and front office, some of whom remain with you. It doesn't mean he's wrong, but he's wrong to say it. Does it make sense? It doesn't mean you're wrong, but you're wrong. And we all know instances like that, but specifically at work. And you can sit here and go, well, hey, this is clearly his last job. He takes the TV mentality. He's on, he doesn't care anymore. That's great. That's great. But he also basically told you that his general manager, the guy who's technically his boss, was more interested in winning press conferences and the offseason last year and the circus than actually winning football games. And that's not exactly a relationship builder between the two. The show is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. And by the way, this comes from a Sean Payton fan and Sean Payton friend. But like when you're really a friend, this is how it works. When you're really a friend, you go like, hey, no. Now, when you're really a friend, you go, hey, no, but you don't bail on the dude. Right? You just go like, did you need to? Did you need to make Nathaniel Hackett look like a complete clown? Did you have to? This is why in football games, you don't run up a score. It's not for you don't clown people. And he quite obviously is.